6 to 50 advisors, where you've seen about 15% decline in the number of those firms. And the same goes for where you've seen the RIs, the number of registered advisors, decline. It's been more in that middle category. And is this a worrying trend? If you look longer, if you just zone out a little bit, the number of firms have declined, total number of firms have declined by about 20% in the last 5 years. The number of advisors have declined by about 7% in the last 5 years. Is this a worrying trend for the business of financial advice? Matt, your take.
So reduction in number of advisors that I would find worrying. We know that we haven't got enough financial advisors. I mean, I've been doing this for 25 years, and probably every year for 25 years, we've been told that the average age of an advisor is just getting more and more, and we're suddenly going to see a load of retirements and no replacement. I mean, maybe actually we are finally seeing it. Just a quarter of a century for it to happen. I don't know. We do need more advisors. We definitely need more advisors coming into the profession. It's a good profession. It pays well. It is amazing to me that there aren't more, particularly given the lack of grad jobs over this summer, going into some of the big accountancy firms as an example. It amazes me that there aren't more candidates coming in. I don't know if that's our fault as business owners. We've got 3 trainee advisors ourselves, or whether the candidates are just not coming through. I'm not sure. In terms of the number of firms, that worries me less, to be honest. If you're in that mid tier, you've probably built something that you want to sell to someone. I'm guessing. I think a lot of the smaller one-man shows are probably very content to just run as they are a lifestyle business and come up with some kind of exit down the road. Those mid-tier firms are probably more interesting from a consolidator's point of view. From an acquisition point of view, Louise would know this much better than I would. So I'm less worried about firms getting chewed up in the process. I mean, that's just the machine of capitalism, right? The number of advisors, I think, is more of an issue.
Louise, I lay all of this blame firmly at your door.
I wish I did them all.
Are you worried you might run out of firms to sell anytime soon?
Oh my goodness, ask me after the weekend when I've had a rest. Do you know, I want to start with Matt's point about advisors, and I want to come back to this point around this luxury service, and also something that you and I talked about on our podcast about this deep and meaningful relationship that the advisor and the client have, and Matt called it a coaching relationship, and of course that costs a lot of money. And I just wonder in the future if that's truly what people are going to want. So thinking about how much resource do you need? If I just say from an economic perspective, of course, we don't want a shrinking profession or a shrinking industry. But if we think about how do people want to interact in the future, if we think about their needs, so the baby boomers, come on, we know that the baby boomers who are supporting this profession at the moment are very wealthy, are proportionately significantly more wealthy than the next generation along. I mean, is there a risk that we pump out a load of new financial planners that in 15 years' time don't have any clients to look after anyway? Or we don't need that volume because the clients that they do look after don't want this cuddly, deep and meaningful, come to my house and have a biscuit relationship. They want something different. And I think for me, I think this is the really interesting thing about the future of the profession, the future of the service proposition, is really looking at those demographic bubbles, looking at the volume of people that are going to, the actual quantum of people coming into retirement versus the baby boomer quantums, and then looking at what service they want. And I think because all of that is different, I don't think we can make assumptions or I don't think we have all of the data to know whether or not this is a good number of advisors coming through or not.
I guess the point on that is that money will go somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if HMRC or the Chancellor has anything to do about it, quite a chunk of it will go to them. But that money is going to flow down. We know it's not going to flow down equally. So the financial inequality in our society has expanded massively over the last 25 years. We know that's only projected to get worse because there are the small number of baby boomers holding a lot of wealth who are passing it down to a smaller number of beneficiaries ultimately. So I take your point about what the relationship of that next generation, how they want that relationship to be conducted, whether that is different.